Hello, Taurus. I'm Poetic Heretic, and this is your April 2020 tarot forecast. I'll be giving a Celtic cross reading for all Taurian people out there, sun, rising, and moon. See what information, insight, and advice we can gain for you into the month of April 2020. All right, so without further ado, let us begin. We would like a Celtic cross forecast for all Taurus individuals, sun, rising, and moon for the month of April 2020. Let us see what we get. I do believe we have it. We are ready. Okay, so for your current outside influences, you got the Emperor reversed. Some questionable authority figures out there. For the challenge card, the Lovers. For the underlying energy, the Page of Wands reversed. Who's problematic fire sign? Is that possibly? Or for the past, Page of Cups reversed. Maybe it's a water sign. We shall see. For what you hope to achieve, the Queen of Pentacles reversed. For the near future, the Queen of Swords reversed. Well, now we've had a court card of every element, so, well, let's just see what happens. For your attitude or position on the situation, the Six of Swords reversed. For the outside force coming in, the Six of Pentacles. Ah, how nice. Help is on the way. For your hopes or fears, the Seven of Wands. And a final outcome card of Judgment. Oh my. Ending on quite the powerful note. All right, so for your current outside influences, you got the Emperor reversed. So the Emperor reversed, talking about difficulty in dealing with authority figures, possibly perhaps an immature individual, especially an older, immature individual, immature old man who is potentially problematic. There's the risk of that. There is, however, on another note, I'm kind of scanning the cards that we have here to get a better idea of this. Well, there may be a lack of willpower and discipline for some of you. It may be difficult to stay disciplined and focused and determined, as the Emperor typically talks about when upright. And so do be aware of that if that sounds like you. geez, with that Seven of Wands and your hopes or fears, it's almost like you're afraid that you're going to have to fend off someone or multiple people, or really like defend yourself against some opposing force. And then we got that lovers card coming up here in a bit, as if to emphasize that further. So yeah, it looks like there's something that's trying to mess with your order and structure or your sense of stability, and you're feeling like you're at least concerned that you might have to fend off some opposing force or sort of stand your ground. But there might, on a deeper level, really be some kind of reconciliation that is needed between yourself and this other party. So I would say be aware of that. Let's see, is there anything else I can mention with this card? Well, just sometimes this card, especially with that Page of Wands reversed down there, can, in a more positive sense, mean less rigidity and a little more openness, taking things a little more easily. So perhaps it'll manifest like that for some of you, but that is mainly what we have there. So for the challenge card, you did indeed get the Lovers. So indeed, the need to reconcile two opposing forces. What are they? Try to figure that out for yourself this month and try to figure out how to reconcile them. In other words, don't play a zero-sum game where you win, they lose, or they win and you lose. Try to find a win-win situation. Try to find a way to integrate these two opposing forces. This card can also very often point to situations where you will have to make a tough choice, a choice between something that is not easy, but is the right choice to make, or something that is very tempting and would be so easy to give into, but is the wrong choice to make in the long run. You've got to make the tough but right choice a lot of times when the Lovers card shows up. Now, on a more like mundane level, with that Page of Cups reverse showing up in the past position, for some of you, this might take on a more obvious meaning where this is a literal lover, or perhaps an ex-lover who tries to cause you some kind of trouble this month, because we do have that Page of Cups reverse showing up in the past, as if to say, oh, there's this person that may very well have been a romantic partner at one time that is somehow affecting things this month. And we have this card, and then we have the Six of Swords reversed for your attitude or position on a situation, showing that like you're quite possibly not wanting to move on from something, or it's difficult for you to move forward. There's something trying to pull you back into the past, and I would say don't let that happen. Don't let the deceiver from the past pull you back in to their jaws of leprosy and hypnotism. So for the underlying energy, you got the Page of Wands reversed, as I mentioned. So this is everything forming a foundation for your current situation this month, stuff that you either can rely upon or should be able to rely upon, but maybe not so much. Page of Wands reversed. So I guess we have a positive possibility and a negative possibility here. In a positive sense, Page of Wands reversed can be taking things more easily, less intense involvement, like less overly enthusiastic nature, or a less overly enthusiastic nature or drive towards life, a more restrained, just taking things kind of easy sort of energy. But in a more negative sense, it can manifest as too much of a lack of enthusiasm. And so whereas normally be able to feel that spark of enthusiasm rising up within you and rely upon that. Page of Wands reverse is saying, it's not quite, the fire is not quite rising in the way that you want it to. It's not quite kindling. So that could be a potential challenge. For the past and issues you've had to deal with that then lead into the present, you got the Page of Cups reversed, as I mentioned earlier. Indeed, this could be the ex-lover trying to reassert themselves in some wretched way. This could also just be emotional challenges in general. Page of Cups reversed, all about emotions being like sort of twisted and creative energy being like twisted and blocked and difficulties in those areas. So that may be connecting in with that Emperor card reversed, not feeling like you can muster the willpower at this time, and yet the cards seem to be sort of gently kind of encouraging you in that direction, to try to muster that willpower this month, and maybe even a sense of something that inspires you or maybe even excites you to get things moving again. So that is what we have there. For what you hope to achieve, you got the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So this is like your highest hope, your highest goal, what you're reaching for, what you're focused upon, the best you can hope for this month. Well, Queen of Pentacles reversed. It's like you're wanting to overcome financial problems this month. You're wanting to overcome financial insecurity. You're wanting to achieve safety, a feeling of safety and security again, and especially again, financial security, because you're feeling with the reversal here like that is blocked from you right now. So now I think for a number of you, it may vary. For some of you, maybe financial security is not the biggest thing on your mind, but emotional security could be, or some other kind of security. So that is what we have there. For the near future, representing about the first week or two of the month, you got the Queen of Swords reversed. So is there confusion and illusions in your midst? Are things not quite what they seem? Do you need to exercise a little more left brain thinking to see things for what they are? Because this shows the potential for that. This can also just be like a lot of irritation. The Queen of Swords is water of air, the emotional side of the intellect. And when that gets out of whack, hence the reversal, it can often manifest just a lot of irritation, anger, frustration, that sort of thing. Things not quite going your way. And I would say anyway, my tarot theory on the situation is that your best bet against that, or your best bet to resolve that, is to try to be more like the Queen of Swords upright, who is very clear, very focused, and is not going to let any illusion or anything like that prevent her from seeing things for what they are. So speaking of seeing things for what they are, for your attitude or position in the situation about halfway through the month, you got the Six of Swords reversed. So I mentioned this briefly earlier. Indeed, this card could have you feeling like you don't want to move forward, or something is trying to hold you back from moving forward, but you need to move forward. It may be very painful. It may be that you feel like you're not ready to let go of something from the past, and yet this card showing up in this way is strongly suggesting that. Now, in a more general sense, this card with its reversal could be indicating like difficulty in maintaining a positive attitude in general, like a bit of negativity making its way into your life, or a sense of pessimism. And it's like the cards are saying, try not to allow that to happen. Especially another pattern here that we're able to pick up on is when we look at cards like the Queen of Swords reversed and the Lover's card, there is this emphasis on the need for clear thinking, clear perception, that sort of thing, saying that that will really help you out this month. And what's interesting, of course, is astrologically, we still have Mercury making its way through Pisces for roughly the first half of the month. I forget the exact date that it moves into Aries, but yeah, Mercury is going to be in the nebulous, mystical, somewhat confusing realms of Pisces for roughly the first half of the month, like those first 2 weeks, near future card, Queen of Swords reverse. And it's also going to be there with Neptune. And so I think all of us are going to be feeling fairly, if not confused, then just not as mentally clear as usual for the first half of April. But then when Mercury moves into Aries, things will become much more clear, and we'll start to see things a lot more for what they are. And I think that's part of the reason that you got the Judgment card for the outcome card, which we will get to. Now, for the outside force coming in, you got the Six of Pentacles. Like I said at the beginning of this reading, help is on the way. This would very likely represent someone who is bringing some kind of help to you, someone or something, some force that is bringing like financial assistance or some kind of assistance to you in a time of need. This card can also indicate rewards coming in, payoff for work that you have done, that sort of thing. A generous person, a person with great integrity who shows up in your life to help you, or maybe they're already in your life and they're here to help you. I can't help but wonder if this could refer to some of the things happening right now with the COVID-19 and the relief that governments all over the world are, I guess, more or less in some way, shape, or form, depends on the country, I guess, but trying to get out to their people right now as we're all facing a lot of great challenges. Another thing to note here, of course, is that this card is a 6. The card before this, 6 of Swords, a 6, and the Lover's card is a 6. So you got not 1, not 2, but 3 6s in this reading. Thus, your 6th house is activated this month. That means your work, your schedule, health and illness, your day-to-day activities, employees or subordinates, pets, any or all of these areas of your life. I got to see extra activity around this month. And especially, well, let's see here with these cards. I don't know. When I see 6th house activity, it usually does manifest mostly as work, as health, and schedule stuff. So you can focus upon that. For your hopes or fears, you got the 7 of Wands. So you are hoping that you have the ability to stand your ground and not give in. It's a very Taurian thing, in fact. To hold a fixed position and not give in to the enemy, or not give in to that ex-lover, or not give in to someone trying to deceive you or trick you, or not give in to the immature old man, or whoever, whatever it happens to be. You're hoping that you have the ability to not only stand your ground and not give in, but to sort of be above it all and to see, indeed, be above it all, seeing things clearly, seeing things for what they are from that high vantage point. And then what do we get for the final outcome card? None other than Judgment, which, while this has numerous potential manifestations, I want to say right off the bat, I think this is a strong indicator that you, Taurus, will very likely come out on top at the end of this month. Very much able to exercise good judgment, to see things clearly, as you are hoping that you'll be able to do, and as I think many of you might struggle with for a time this month, but then things become much clearer by the end of the month. Now, that's not all for this card, though. This card is no joke when it shows up. This card indicates monumental events. It indicates, in some cases, once-in-a-lifetime experiences. It indicates bringing like buried material within yourself up from the depths, like surfacing to the light of your consciousness, an inner transformation, um, being powerfully inspired, proximity to your muse, your inspiration. And so maybe that we saw earlier some potential struggles with inspiration, that Page of Wands reversed in particular. Perhaps now you're getting it back. This card is associated astrologically with the sun and Pluto. And when the light of the sun meets the deep, dark potency of Pluto, powerful, deep inner transformations take place inevitably. So we're talking catharsis and metamorphosis. We're talking just great, powerful changes, a new phase of your life beginning potentially even. Now, will that be 100% true for all of you, every single one of you? No, I don't think it will be, but since this is a general reading, but in a general sense, that's going to at least be the tendency, if not the literal reality for so many of you. So that's about it, Taurus. Thank you so much for watching. Also, happy birthday this month if it is your birthday, because here we are with April having the last 1/3 of it approximately being your season, Taurus season, the season of the Taurians. So happy birthday if it is your birthday. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like and subscribe if you're not already, as I'm always streaming more astrology and tarot related content to this channel. Also, if you would like a reading with me, I do live tarot readings on this channel every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, I do them for a donation of any amount, a pay what you want basis. So you could come by and pay as little as $1, and I'll be happy to give you a tarot reading on any subject or any question of your choice, as long as it is an ethical one. And if you're wanting to be a bit generous and donate $20 or more, I'll also give you an astrological consultation and or birth chart reading if you so desire, along with a tarot reading. So that's Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on this channel, from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., generally speaking. So come get a tarot reading then if you would like. Other than that, thanks again so much for watching. I hope you have a magnificent month of April. It looks like there may be some challenges, but all is well that ends well, as they say, that powerful transformation at the end. And thanks again, Taurus. See you next time.